there, you guys. Welcome once again. This is Sister's Heart, where we stream live on IntellectualRadio.com via iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Kim. And right now, and I'm telling you, I came into the studio, you all fired up. It has been truly a week of challenges, a good week, but a week of challenges. I got some sisters and some brothers that are going through. And listen, I'm just putting a question out there. I want to know, what are your thoughts? What's your view? What's your opinion? Are side chicks winning? Are side dips winning? Because I saw a post on Facebook. Yes, I am on Facebook. You can follow me on Kim Bruno, or you can also go out and like the page Sister's Heart. And it was a post that said that side chicks are winning. And it upset me, and it upset me so because we know that while we see a lot of marriages are falling apart, husbands are walking out on their wives and their children. Wives are walking out on their husbands. Somebody has to be able to stand and say the devil is a lie, and ask yourself what is going on. Marriages, they're not working because somebody, whoever it is, the husband or the wife, doesn't want to live a righteous life. Somebody doesn't want to be in a godly, honorable, favoring, giving covenant when you think of marriages falling apart. And so often we do have outside influences. We know that temptations are there, but they're nothing more. Listen to this. They're nothing more than a person, or, if you a man and you got more than one dip, or you're a woman and you got more than one dip, it's nothing more than someone else playing the role of a whore. And I'm going to say that, and this is my show, and I'm not going to apologize. But if you have these outside influences and they are literally affecting your marriage, that person, you can call them a side dip, you can call them your side boo, but they're doing nothing more than playing the role of a whore. The Bible says that Israel played the role of whoredom and turned to false gods. And you got a lot of husbands and you got a lot of wives. They're turning to these false relationships. They're turning to these quote unquote dips, as they would like to call them, or their side pieces. They're turning to women that have not been called to be their rib. They're turning to men that have not been called to be their husband, and they're stepping out in these situations, and they're trying to pretend, and they're trying to act like this is the right thing for them and this is the best thing for them, but yet and still they're married. They still have a wife at home. They still have a husband at home. Well, listen, you haven't moved on. You're just playing the role of a whore. And again, that's Bible. You guys can go to the word and you can look it up for yourself. Okay. So again, this is my show, and I'm not going to apologize for using the word. So when you understand the role of a true rib, and when you understand the role of somebody that's designed for you as your husband, someone that's designed for you as your spouse, then you will appreciate that God gives you favor. You will appreciate that there is honor in your marriage. Side chicks are not winning. Side dips are not winning. Side pieces are not winning. Understand, hell is enlarging itself. That's what's happening when we think of the sexual immorality in the land today. When we think of all of the cheating, all of the adultery, all of the fornication that's going on today. It's not that they're winning. It's that people's morals, their values, and their integrity is flawed. It's as though they just no longer even care about the roles of being a husband or being a wife. They don't appreciate the vows that they took when they sat there in the church and said, "Till death do us part." They don't appreciate the responsibilities of being serious and committed in that situation and in that relationship. Cheating in the next room, cheating on the next block, cheating on the next city. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. God is all seeing and God is all knowing. He knows it. He sees it, and he has your number. God knows what you're doing. Woman, understand this. If that man is married and he's trying to cheat with you on his wife, you understand you ought to be offended. The Bible says, cast not your pearls to the swine. Don't just cast your pearls, but you ought to clutch your pearls. You ought to clutch your bosom, and you ought to be offended. You ought to be offended because someone who already has a situation is trying to have a situation with you. And that's where the offense ought to be at. You ought to really, really, really check them and put them back in their place. Listen, I'm going to take myself a quick break. I'm going to get this candy out of my mouth so I can continue to talk. This is Sister's Heart. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take myself a really quick break, you guys, where we stream live on IntellectualRadio.com via iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Kim. I'm asking a question today. Is side chicks or is side dips winning? We'll be right back. Give me 10 seconds, okay? All right, you guys, once again, welcome back. This is Sister's Heart, where we stream live on IntellectualRadio.com via iHeartRadio. I am your host, Kim, and I am fired up today, you guys, because I truly have a question on the floor. It needs an answer, but at the same time, it really doesn't. You know, our side chicks winning, and we hear this. We hear it all the time. I saw a post on Facebook that enraged me. Our side chicks winning. I have a girlfriend that's going through in her marriage. Her husband has walked out on her and her 3 kids, all for his side chick, and she actually thinks that she's winning, and everybody thinks that they're winning in this situation when you're a side chick or you're a side dip, when in all actuality you're not winning. You know, and we have the women that will argue the point, well, if she was doing her job, then he wouldn't be here with me. If she was doing what she's supposed to do, then he wouldn't be here with me. Woman, go somewhere and sit down. You're lying to yourself and he's lying to you. If he was leading her the way he was supposed to be leading her, if he was leading her correctly, if he was leading her with godly principles, then guess what? She could do her job. She would be the woman that she needs to be for him if he was leading her. And if he was leading her the way God was supposed to be leading him. And it's so obvious to see when people are not following Christ. It's so obvious when you see that husbands are not leading their households the way that the Bible calls for them to. It's obvious because it says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. The steps of a good man. God is not leading your steps, my brother, to another woman's house. He's not leading your steps to another woman's bedroom. He's not leading you into a whole nother situation of adultery, of fornication, when you already have a wife. He's not leading you down that path. That's not what God is doing. God doesn't lead you into hell. As a matter of fact, he leads you beside the still waters. So when I came up with this thought, and when I thought about it, when I tell you it resonated so with me, I really got angry just thinking about it, because how dare people today actually say when a husband leaves his wife that a side chick is winning? How dare people today when a wife leaves her husband say that the side dip is winning? You're not winning. Sit down. Don't compare yourself to someone else's situation, because in all actuality, just like he left her, your side position is now open. Just like she left him, your side position is now open, and you're subjected to find yourself being in the very same position and in the very same place that woman, that wife or that husband find themselves in. It's not cute to be a side anything. Understand it? It's not cute to do that. You don't have to compromise your dignity. You don't have to set down or lower your expectations. In all reality, you ought to set your standards high. So if someone's really trying to get with you, someone's really trying to be with you, they're not going to subject you to being a side piece of anything. They will make you their one, and they will make you their only one. Hebrews 13:4 tells us that marriage is honorable, and it's honorable, you guys. And it says in all, and the bed is not defiled. But watch this. But it says, but whoremongers, I didn't say it again. It's my show. I'm not apologizing. It says, but whoremongers and adulteries, God will judge. Side chicks and side dips, listen, they're not winning. They're being judged. And that's what the Bible says, that they will be judged, whoremongers and adulterers, because it's marriage that's honorable. You may be married to a fool. You may be married to a foolish woman, but that's what you chose. And if that's what you chose, then you ought to be able to get in there and work on that situation, because you knew she was a fool before you married her. You knew he was a fool before you married her, and work to make it work. But so often people are just so quick to give up. They're so quick to throw in the towel because they got some Jezebel on the outside, whispering in their ear, talking about how she can make it better. You understand what I'm saying? So ladies, listen, sisters, stop acting like modern day Rachels and Leahs, competing for the affection of a man. Stop doing it. Stop lowering your standards. I understand he's your husband, but you don't have to compete with no woman about your man. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to compete with no woman about your man. Any man that expects for you to compete for his affection, for his adoration, for his respect, for his honor, he is not worthy of you. You got to set your standard to a point. Set your standard to a point where, look at, when I say jump, I'm not trying to control you. I'm not trying to run your life, but I'm trying to help you to get on my level. So you don't have to compete for a man. Stop being these modern day Rachels and Leahs. It upsets me when I see women trying to compete with other women for a man. And realistically, just like he got you too, and you know about her and she know about you, 9 times out of 10, there's a third one that don't none one of y'all know about. So stop it. And then I'm going to get on the ladies for a second. Ladies, stop calling yourselves Proverbs 31 women, and you don't even have any of the qualities of a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, understand it. You don't have none of the qualities of a Proverbs 31 woman. Your attitude is nasty. Your cooking is nasty. Your house is nasty. Your credit is bad. Your bank account is deficient. A lot of times those be those side chicks. They're right there in that little bucket. Bad attitudes, nasty cooking, can't cook, house dirty, credit bad, and their bank accounts are deficient. A lot of times those be right there. Those side chicks and those side dips be right there in that little spectrum, right where they're at, trying to be something that they're not. So sit down and get yourself ready. Sit down before you get up trying to be anything to anybody. Like I said, it's my show. I'm not going to apologize today. Side chicks are not winning. They're not winning at all. The 3rd chapter of Jeremiah, it is clear. It says you have brazen. You have a look of brazen. You have the look of a prostitute, and you are not ashamed. There's no shame there. There's no shame in being a side person. There's no shame in being out in the street with someone else's husband. There's no shame in being out in the streets with someone else's wife. People are bold today. They are cocky. They have no problem with letting you know that they're with your spouse. But understand something. If you're a side chick, understand this much. You understand you are sowing a seed. You are sowing a seed against your own self. And men or women, whoever you are, that got these old side pieces on this, these people on the side, whoever you are, understand the seed that you're sowing. So your side chick, she doesn't have your seed of promise. She doesn't have the seed of your destiny. The only thing that she's carrying for you is your Ishmael. She is never carrying your Isaac. That's your side chick. Understand it. And then the man, as well as the side piece, the woman or the man, what you're sowing is a seed. And I don't know much about Karma. I don't know who she is. I've never met her. I don't know her name, but I know that God's word is true. And it says you shall reap what you sow. So whatever you sowing with regards to your discord, people think it's cute. You think it's cute to be out with someone else's husband. You think it's cute to be out with someone else's wife. And then, like I said, and we'll throw up in there that they're not doing their job. You don't know what they're doing in that house. You don't know what that situation looked like. You don't know how that person's nurturing them. You don't know how that person's providing for them. You don't know if that person's taking care of them. You don't know if that person's praying for them. All you know is that they in your face for whatever length of time they're giving you. Oh, I almost said something I wasn't supposed to say. All you know is that they're with you. That's all you know for that period of time that they're with you. And then they're going back home. Ask yourself a question. Foolish women, foolish men, ask yourself a question. If the situation was so bad at home, why don't they just leave home? It burns me when I hear people talking about someone, oh, I just can't leave because we done built something into it. What you done built? You don't have a house together. You have no mortgage. Y'all paying rent. There's car notes. Don't nobody own nothing outright. And there's about $200 in the bank. You take 100. I take 100. You go get yourself an apartment. I'll keep my car. You keep your car. We're talking about what you gonna split? When they talk about, oh, we just got too much in this. Your kids are miserable. The kids see the fakeness of the marriage because they know daddy's stepping out. They know mama's stepping out. Really, if he's want to leave, let him leave. If she want to leave, let her leave. Don't stress yourself out another day. Get yourself some good rest. Side chicks are not winning. Side dips are not winning. They are not winning. They're driving themselves literally straight to hell in the handbasket. What they're reaping, they're going to sow. It's going to come. What they're sowing is going to reap. It's going to come right back to them. And at the end of the day, you, my sister, you, my brother, will be better off for it. I'm telling you, when somebody is there in your life and they mean you no good and they leave you, I often say this, and it's true. I got to write a book about it. I have more now than what I had in the beginning. Understand it. I'm going to say it again slowly. I have more now than what I had in the beginning. I find myself in a better position now than what I was before I started, because when you are carrying dead weight, dead relationships is nothing more than dead weight. If a person doesn't want to be with you, it's dead weight. When a person doesn't want to provide for you, it's nothing more than dead weight. Person doesn't want to commit to you, it's nothing more than dead weight. This is not about the side chick nor the side dip, but it's about that person. When a person doesn't want to show you affection, when a person doesn't want to show you honor, it's nothing more than dead weight. And when you are carrying dead weight is heavy. Anyone will tell you it is heavy as hell to carry dead weight. Why? Because now I got yours, I got mine, and I got the deadness of the whole situation. That's all on me. When you let go of that dead situation, when you let go of that dead weight, you will actually be lighter and you'll be better for it. And I guarantee you, you'll actually thank them. Thank you for leaving. So side chicks are not winning. Side dips are not winning. Nobody's winning in this situation, especially if you stay together. Listen, I'm going to take myself another 10-second break, and then we're going to come right back. This is Sisters Heart, where we stream live on IntellectualRadio.com via iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Kim. I'm telling you, it's my show today. I'm not apologizing for it. Side chicks, side dips, they're not winning. They're on their way to hell. We'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back once again. You have tuned in to Sisters Heart, where we stream live on IntellectualRadio.com via iHeartRadio, as well as Facebook Live. Listen, I want to thank all of you that have tuned in. Again, like I said, there was no apologies for this show. It's a short one today. You have to ask yourself if side chicks and side dips are winning. I mean, realistically, if they're winning, then realistically, that man, that woman would be with them, and they would find themselves in a better situation. And a lot of times, all they find is that their position is now open. That's all they find. Because dogs, there's no such thing as a cheating man that is a good man. I'm gonna say this again. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a cheating man that's a good man unless he was a dog. Because we get it. All dogs go to heaven. All dogs go to heaven. So if he was a dog, he would be a good man. But when you're a good man, there's a level of integrity that you walk in, because he may be good to you as a side woman, a side chick. He may be good to you, but he's neglecting his wife. He's disrespecting his home. So how does that make him a good man? My dad once told me before that a dog, a dog that's a good dog does not, they don't use the washroom where they eat. And some people might say, well, I'm not mixing the two. But realistically, there's nothing that you will be doing as a husband or a wife that your spouse does not know. They know when you've dipped out. They know when you're with someone else. So realistically, it's at your front door. Just because that person isn't acting a fool doesn't mean that they don't know. So show some respect for your situation. Show some respect for your home. And side people, women or men, show some respect for yourselves. It's getting real raggedy. It's getting real raggedy. And all we're having, like I said, all we're having is a generation of seeds. And these are not seeds of promise. Side chicks do not have your seed of promise, my brothers. They do not have your Isaacs. If you get with a side chick, all that is a seed of Ishmael. And all Ishmael's going to bring to you is illegitimacy. There's going to be nothing legitimate about your situation. There's going to be nothing good about your situation. It's illegitimate. But a woman that's been designed to be the woman that God has for you, she is carrying your seed of destiny. She is carrying your seed of promise. She is carrying your seed of hope. When we think about some men that have truly, when it comes down to their marriages, been faithful, been honorable, been upstanding. Look at how God has blessed them. When we think about women that have been in their marriages faithful and honorable, look at how God has blessed them. When we talk about their seed, when we talk about their seed of destiny, and I'm not talking about just having some children, because anybody can lay down and make some babies. That's easy. But I'm talking about really being the seed of your hope, the seed of your life, breathing life on your dreams, breathing life on your expectations, breathing life on your aspirations. That's what your real woman will do for you. That's what your real seed would do for you. Not your side chick, but your real seed, your real woman. So look, I could be here all day talking about this. At the end of the day, we got to get it together. At the end of the day, we have to understand our role. Side chicks are not winning. Pray for them. Pray for them. If they're out here doing according to what the words say, acting like whores, pray for them. Because they need Jesus. All of them, men and women alike, they need Jesus. They need to be delivered and they need to have some respect for themselves. Pray for them. And then women, step up our game. Step up our game. If you want to be a Proverbs 31 woman, let me tell you, there are 14 attributes to being a Proverbs 31 woman. 14. If you are struggling in that area, stop calling yourself a Proverbs 31 woman until you truly are a Proverbs 31 woman. And I'm not knocking those sisters, because guess what? We all have been there. There was a time when I didn't know how to cook. There was a time that I thought I was cleaning my house, but I really wasn't cleaning my house. So we all have been there with regards to learning and being developed and learning to be coached. But at the end of the day, when you get there, know that you're there, know what you bring to the table, and do not understand it. Do not be afraid to eat by yourself. Listen, this is Sister's Heart, where we stream live on IntellectualRadio.com via iHeartRadio. I am your host, Kim, and I'm coming back for you next week. Listen, ladies, next week we're going to talk about the bag lady. We're going to talk about her because she got some issues, and I'm sick of her. Sick of her when she calls, sick of her when she cries, sick of hearing her voice. We're going to talk about the bag lady. So understand it. We'll be back next week. This is my show, and like I told y'all, I'm not apologizing, not another day. We'll see you next week. Love you. God bless you. Feel free to share it on Facebook if you want to. Latrice, I'm on my way.